Yeah, so ketamine infusion is actually done with an intravenous needle. I know a lot of people have a fear of needles. If you've ever had an IV, usually they use a needle to insert a catheter inside the vein, and then they actually pull the needle out, and that would be, taped down, and it's very flexible. People don't usually have a problem with that. And then, of course, you would have a tube that's connected to the IV bag itself. At which point, the ketamine would be put into the bag. Maybe it's put into the bag ahead of time. And you would lay back, put on some eye shades, some nice ambient music, and some headphones. It's a very relaxing feeling for most people, very floaty. People often describe the ketamine experience itself as being kind of weird. Sometimes people can feel kind of stretched out, like they're like one atom thin spread across the universe, or they can feel like they're, like maybe they're not actually in touch with themselves. Sometimes people say that the ketamine experience itself is unusual because there's an experience that's being had, but they have lost touch with the experiencer that's having it. So in some ways, they might not remember that they have a history. They might not remember who they are, but there's still an experience that's being had. It can be very dreamlike sometimes. So a lot of times people say that they're going through a different environment, like they're in a rainforest, and then they're in some kind of, a castle and moving through rooms, and or maybe flying or something like that. A very sort of surreal type of experience, very, like I said, dreamlike. But usually very pleasant. Sometimes people have challenging experiences, especially if they have a history of trauma. Sometimes the things that come up are the things that need to come up, or hopefully the things that come up are the things that need to come up, and can be very useful for gaining insight or gaining new ways of looking at old problems, which is why therapy is very important. I think a lot of times to schedule a therapy appointment after a ketamine session can be very useful and insightful for people.